Welcome to the show. This is Dime to Diamonds. We appreciate you joining us here today. My name is Jessica, joined by Suzanne Porsky of Phoenix Financial Group and Rochelle Harp of Harp CPA. That phone number, 918-890-8311, 918-890-8311. The website, dimetodiamondsradio.com. Lots coming up on today's show. Are you part of that Roth generation? Find out in just a few moments. Plus, one of the most popular questions that is asked by people who are about to retire. We'll get to that in just a moment. But Suzanne, Rochelle, welcome. How you doing?
Doing great, Jess. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Love being here with you ladies. We always have such a great time.
I'm loving all the people that we're getting to meet, right, Rochelle, that are walking in and calling and setting appointments. This has been such a joy.
Yes, it's always wonderful to see the friendly faces come in and get to hear their stories and learn more about what it is that they dream about.
Yes, it's fun is because they'll say, well, I hear you on the radio, and I'm like, oh, you're one of them? I'm like, come, let me show you where everything's recorded and we don't get to see anybody, but we stare at the walls and each other. And always such a huge pleasure to see them and hear their stories and hear what we said that kind of clicked and made them decide to either stop in or call and set an appointment. Calling and set an appointment is always better because, we're here and we're available. But yeah, we have had some people that have come and we weren't able to see them, and it's almost torture because afterwards they're like, hey, some people stopped by with the radio. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what resonates with people. It's always a unique opportunity to hear what mattered to them and what made that positive impact. And I think that's a lot of where we get joy.
Adult kids that are telling their parents who aren't listening that they're bringing them in, because it's not only helping those parents, it's helping the adult children that will be taking care of them or carrying out their wishes. And so to me, that generational, and that's what we do here, the holistic piece of it, that warms my heart. That just, I go, okay, you know what? I am doing exactly what I was created to do. And that fills my heart. So we're doing great, Jess. Ready to see if we can help some more people out there, answer some more questions.
Let's do it. Yeah, lots of folks coming in, hearing us on the radio, seeing you on TV. You're also on Channel 2 a couple times. And this is a great opportunity, guys, again, to call and make an appointment and say, Suzanne, I have a couple questions. I want to sit down. Or better yet, guys, coming up in August 6th, you have an event at the Senior Center there at 7 p.m. We'll tell you more about that as well today. 918-890-8311. 918-890-8311. I saw an article on Kiplinger.com with questions often asked by people who are about to retire. One of them was, hey, if the market is down or flat, should I back off with my withdrawals? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Jess, this is one of the biggest fears I hear from people getting ready to retire is they ask, Suzanne, what's going to happen if I retire and then the market drops? Or do I stop spending? Do I change my lifestyle? Do I start pulling from this account here or this account there? My answer to them always is you shouldn't have to live your retirement reacting to every single headline or every market swing. You should have that peace of mind. The real issue isn't just the market being down. It's whether they have the true investment income strategy in place. And is it all working together? When you're working or when they're working, they have that paycheck coming in every 2 weeks. And I had a client a couple weeks ago and she's like, I said, how's retirement? She goes, that first Friday was a gut punch of no paycheck. And I said, remember, retirement is about replacing the paycheck, and it's been replaced. And that's what we do, Jess. We help people create a plan where they know where their income is coming from. That was her thing. Okay, which account again do I take it from? It's this one. We tell them how to reduce the taxes because that's never before tax money, and then how to protect themselves from selling investments at the wrong time, because a lot of people that come into our office, with a stack of statements, and you've been there, Rochelle, with 401ks, IRAs, old accounts, nobody has shown them how all those pieces work together.
Correct. And I think that's the 100% piece that people sometimes are missing is that it's not always having that weekly withdrawal, but understanding which accounts we're withdrawing from and how they're all working together so that it doesn't make an impact whether the market is up high or whether the market's down. Everything is working holistically together to create a paycheck that they can depend on. And we have strategically set it up to be efficient from the withdrawal side.
And getting them financially organized, Jess, that's been huge. So then, like I had somebody say, because I tell people, please call, text, stop in if you have any questions whatsoever on any time you have anything happen. So had a client, they needed a new car. Theirs just completely and totally died. Called and said, I hate to bother you. It's like, it's never a bother. I'm looking at your entire portfolio. What's the question? We need $30,000 to buy a car. Okay, this is the account you're going to take out of, and this is how it's all going to flow. Because I'm on top of it, we're on top of it, our team's on top of it, we've got them organized, and then we're able to hover over and look. So that's what the value that we add. And people will come in here, Jess, and they'll say, oh, I have, 3 different advisors. They're all doing great. They've all made me money. I'm like, God, that warms my heart. That's exactly what needs to happen. But what gets them to retirement will not get you through retirement. Now it's time to pull it all in. I have a lot of people that have different vehicles and different things going on. And then as soon as you start to retire, we need to start cleaning house. We need to start getting it all working together collectively, because now we're on the back half of our lives, is what I like to say. You've got to the top of the mountain. Mm-hmm. Now, instead of sliding down and killing yourself, let's strategically plan how you're going to navigate the rest of the trail, the rest of the roadmap. You've reached the peak, you've retired. Isn't that what everybody works towards, is that financial freedom? Now let's make this the best, most enjoyable part of the season or the journey.
One of the great examples you give is taking one route, 3 different people going to different toll booths, and everybody's getting ticked and everybody's getting there. We all get to the same thing.
And all the CAS and all that. So they've got all these vehicles, and I see people come in here, especially from the radio, that have been listening. I believe there's other programs on that sell annuities. So I get these people that have all these different annuities. Annuities are not bad at all. It's a vehicle. It's
Correct.
like having a van. Vans are not bad. Is it that season when I was younger? I didn't need that vehicle, and there's a certain time and place for it. And then there's upgrades that happen on those vehicles. So everything of that needs to be looked at. People are like, well, it's a 10-year annuity. It has to stay for 10 years. Yeah, that's the original plan. But also things, there's bells and whistles on new vehicles. So I want to take a minute, though, right now and talk to our listeners. If you are within 5 years of retirement or already retired and you're wondering, do I have enough? Am I taking too much? Could a market downturn hurt me? Do I need to get financially organized? Would I enjoy having a team kind of walk me through this season? You need to stop what you're doing and call us right now, or get on the website Dime to Diamonds Radio and book an appointment. Let us build that personalized retirement income analysis so you can stop guessing and start planning with confidence what your next 5, 10, 15, 20 years looks like. There is no cost, no obligation. People think we're crazy. But I'm telling you, it's that old adage, and we're in the Bible Belt, so I can say this, if you do the right thing, mm-hmm. you'll never, ever have a worry. And that's what we do. I sleep very well at night knowing I show up 110% every day, give my best. No, we don't charge. We get paid other ways through it's kind of like a car. I tell people, you go to a car dealership, you don't pay to go talk to those people.
Right.
They're going to talk to you about all the different vehicles and educate you. We get paid from the carriers. That's my plug, Jess. So if they're wanting to talk with us, have this team, a tax strategist, a CPA, and somebody like myself who has a wonderful team that we all work together to get you that additional peace of mind, get you financially organized, make sure that your estate plan. And if it's not you, then the loved one. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have aging parents that need to make sure it's all taken care of. Because guess what? You're going to be taking care of it. And then financially, is it going to hurt you? Even if you're inheriting a lot of money, it could financially hurt you. It's not how much you make and accrue, it's what you keep. That to me, right? Isn't that the goal? Mm-hmm. To keep it from the IRS. We all need to pay our taxes, but you don't need to overpay for something.
And I think that's all part of this, as you mentioned here, this personalized retirement income analysis. I mean, bottom line, guys, retirement isn't a guessing game. You need to be proactive. You need to have a plan in place. And if you're asking yourself those questions, have I done enough? Have I saved enough? Am I going to run out of money? Have I accounted for things like inflation and taxes and the unexpected? Then this is where you need to be. Again, if you're 5 years from retirement or you're currently retired and you're looking for that personalized retirement income analysis, it's going to be custom, created just for you. You'll sit down with Suzanne one-on-one. That phone number, 918-890-8311, 918-890-8311. that website, dimetodiamondsradio.com. For those that are maybe 5 years away from retirement or even currently retired, thinking of the concept of having to rework a plan or even just putting the plan together in general can be really, really overwhelming for our listeners even. What's that process like, that first meeting? Do I bring everything, every statement I've ever had? Do I just come and talk to you by myself? What's that like?
Yeah, Jess, that's a great question. It's one of those where, yes, please bring every statement you have. Bring the kitchen sink. If you think that it might be relevant, we'll decide if it is or if it isn't. So bring everything with you. You're welcome to come by yourself, but you're welcome to bring the person that you are living life with. You're welcome to bring your children. You're welcome to bring anybody, a friend that may just be there that helps support you and makes you feel more comfortable. The idea of that first meeting is for us to get together to understand what it is that keeps you up at night, what your goals are, and we can help people do that. And so we want it to be as comfortable as possible.
Yes, and if you're taking care of somebody financially right now, as far as I'll talk about the sisters that came in. One sister unexpectedly lost her husband. The other sister has stepped in to try to help her and was just getting completely overwhelmed with all that they had. No children, and the husband and wife had accumulated quite a bit and were spread out all over the place. So she did a little bit of getting it, and I say a little, she did a lot to get it organized, but bring the tax returns. So she brought the tax returns in, the last ones that were filed, and then all the mail and all the stuff she had. And she's like, I don't want to be overwhelming. I go, no, this is like giving us puzzle pieces. I will start doing the little getting the corners out. If you're at the table, that's why I love to watch you go through tax returns. Watching you read those is like watching somebody read Braille to me. I understand tax returns, but I watch you just get in there and you're like, all of a sudden these questions start coming and I'm like, yeah,
it's game night. This is like highlight of my week when I get to go and say, oh, look at that. Well, tell me about this. It's so much. It's fun.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
We do geek out of getting people organized. And I didn't really understand it till I hired somebody to come in and organize my pantry. Mm-hmm. I love my end result. I did not have the bandwidth to buy a label maker and all the containers and all that. But I enjoy walking in there and knowing exactly where everything's at. And that's basically what we do. And what's funny is people go and get all that stuff done for everything else, but feel like they need to take care of their financial stuff themselves. Maybe because they have trust issues. Come in here and sit in the energy. Come in here and let your intuition and discernment do its thing. That's what we do with you. If you're not a fit, then it's not a fit, and that's okay. Yeah. There's not right or wrong.
Also, we've been taught not to talk about money or talk about these types of things in public. It's not appropriate. So I think that is one of the other pieces why people try to hold on tight to it and do it themselves.
Yeah, that's true. And there's such that stigmatism with them. You are good if you have a lot, or you're bad if you don't have enough. And people come in and go, I've just done a horrible job. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then I say that, but then I'm around a dentist and I'm like, hello? And I don't let my teeth show. It's like
100%.
if they're the dentist or whatever. Even my hairstylist, if I see her out and my hair is like in a bun on the top of my head type thing, I'm like, hello. Or even the lady who does our makeup for, some of our shows, which I do want to do a shameless little plug here. We are on Channel 2 if you're local, Channel 2 at noon on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday, Rochelle and I have a show, Retire Ready. And then, of course, we have our workshop. We're going to have 2 more for the rest of this year, and then that's it till 2027. So what is absolutely on the books is August 6th at the Senior Center in Broken Arrow. You can come. It's no cost. Absolutely. They can come and register. And then national news, Charles Schwab 360 with Marley Caden on there regularly and on One American News.
Which is awesome.
If you're wondering about us, get on YouTube, check out Phoenix Financial Group, or show up at a workshop, or get on some of the socials. You'll see us everywhere. Oh, yeah. Come to Main Street and walk down the road and you get to see our breadboards out there.
That's right.
But stop in for popcorn. Yes. Charla makes the best popcorn on Main Street.
Very true. So, go ahead and stop by and say hi. We're right above the tavern right there on Main Street. Again, this event coming up August 6th at the Senior Center. It's at 7 p.m. This is a really great event, you guys. You're going to come in, you get a little packet, you get some paper to take some notes, you get some cookies, some snacks, you sit down. It's a really informative, about an hour or so conversation and a presentation, of course, by Rochelle and Suzanne. And again, if you'd like to attend, here is the deal. You must register online. There is limited seating. Go to diamediamondsradio.com. You'll click that events tab. That's where you'll be able to register. If any issues, just give us a call. Our team members will walk you through it. 918-890-8311. Again, this event coming up August 6th at the Senior Center at 7 p.m. 918-890-8311. The Wall Street Journal says Gen Z is being called the Roth generation. And it's largely due to advice that they get where, folks? Nowhere else, but of course, social media.
Open a Roth IRA. Every dollar you put in grows tax-free forever.
I'm going to go through step by step how to invest your Roth IRA.
I took a look at my Roth IRA's contributions, and for the first time in my life, I'm glad to say that I maxed mine out. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it.
All right. Well, let me break this down for you. 75% of Gen Z investors who contributed to an IRA in the first quarter, they chose a Roth account. But they're not the only ones that are, taking this whole Roth strategy home. Roth conversions by baby boomers also jumped 41% during that same period. So Gen Z is, getting the headlines here, but boomers are also making big Roth moves. Why is this happening? Why is this so popular?
Well, this is a really important conversation I'm glad we're having, because I always tell people retirement isn't about what they've saved. It's about what you actually keep. Many retirees have done an amazing job at saving in their 401ks and IRAs, but what they sometimes forget is there is a silent partner out there that they don't know. Maybe they know about it, but they're not keeping up with it, and it's the IRS. Because every dollar in a traditional retirement account has never, ever before been taxed. So at some point, whether through withdrawals, RMDs, those required minimum distributions, taxes will become a part of that conversation. So Roth conversions are not about simply moving money. They're about asking, would I rather pay taxes strategically on my terms or potentially later when I have fewer choices? But just they have to do the math, because a conversion that's super large might affect their Medicare premiums, tax brackets, and cash flows. That's what I tell the baby boomers. What I tell Gen Z is everything in balance. I have a daughter that her generation is the Roth generation. Her husband, who's a little bit older, is more balanced, and then he's got larger amounts because it's what makes sense. If you put more in, you're going to make more.
Correct.
So it's a balancing act, and that's what I tell people. It's not one or the other. It's getting them both balanced out, because one's going to grow. It's going to have more in it as before tax. It's going to be tax deferred, and it's going to grow bigger and better. And the other thing I talk about is, especially in our workshops, is I compare it to wheat. You're going to pay on the seed or you're going to pay on the harvest. On the seed, you have less because you've got the seed. The harvest is actually producing the product plus the seeds, more seeds. Right. And so, there's not, just like with everything, there's not just one way. Everybody is so different, correct?
Correct. And I think it's one of those that goes back to diversification, right? It's not that you should have all of one or all of the other. You should have a percentage, and that percentage is not going to be 60-40. It's not going to be 35-65. Right. For everybody, it's going to have to be looked at your specific situation. A Roth conversion is a great opportunity, and it's one that when people are looking to retire, they need to start looking at, do they want to do those? But there's a lot of different strategies that go into it, IRMA and all of those other factors. So you can't look at it as just what is the tax implication. You have to look at the whole picture. But I often tell clients, I'd rather intentionally pay 22%, bump you up one tax bracket, than later in life, you're forced to pay 32%. So we're saving that lifetime tax liability. But it has to be done strategically, because otherwise you're just, throwing darts at a wall and hoping it lands somewhere great.
But you're younger and you're also part of that generation. Because I'm just thinking of the client that came in and he had only Ross. That's all he had. And just for fun, I put it in the software to see what he would have had he balanced that out and did half into regular 401k IRA and half into Roth. And he would have had sizably a lot larger to pull a paycheck off of. compared to what he was working with. So again, it's all about balance. And he has a long time horizon. His family lives to the late 90s and 100s. So I would have liked to have seen in a perfect world, had a bigger balance that we could have pulled off a stronger paycheck off of than working with the Roth dollars, because it was going to get kind of tight if he lived too long. Again, you've got to look at all that. There's people that have longer time horizons that you got to take all that into consideration. When I talk about time horizon, listeners, it's how long has your mom and dad lived? How long has brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles? What does that look like for you? If you've got family that's 90s and 100s, you've got a long time in retirement. If you're going to retire at 70 and you've got another 30, 35 years of a paycheck off of what you save. So we can do it. And not we, but I can show you through the software. You know, and Rochelle, I don't know how, I guess people don't. I was going to say, I don't know how people do it, and I don't think they probably do. I know they don't do it as effectively. We have the software we can run. So do you just sit there and beat your head against a wall? Like, to the people that don't reach out to a holistic planner? And I get the really important relationships with the financial advisors that work for the big box firms. They are delightful humans, or you would not have them in your life. But like with anything, there's a season for that. And now you've got to go in and you've got to find somebody that's going to talk to you about your Medicare supplements, what's coming up with IRMA, what's coming up with your RMDs, your required minimum distributions, the taxation on those never before tax dollars. And bless their souls, they don't know a thing at those big box firms. And if they do, they can't talk to you about them. They're not getting paid by their employer to talk to you about, are you overpaying on your Medicare supplements? And do you have the right one? And then all the taxation. Like that gentleman that came in paid $178,000 in taxes. Mm-hmm. It just breaks my heart. But the person who is helping that with that wealth is excited because it's a large portfolio that advisor is getting paid off of. His whole goal, Jess, is make money, and that is exciting. But when you get to retirement, when you make that money, you've now got to be strategic, and it's got to work in a big overall picture. You've got to get different investment vehicles that person maybe can't offer you to get that diversification. And that's where we have that specialty in our office.
Yeah, because we talk about, growth, right? So you can still grow in certain accounts, but not recognize the income from a tax perspective. And so in retirement, that becomes extremely beneficial because of the other pieces that cost you money, which is such as IRMAs and these other different things that if people don't take into account, did you actually come out ahead, or are you breaking even, or did you even lose money because you ended up having to pay more on this backside?
Right. It reminds me of the people that you only hear when they go to the casino and win money. You don't hear all that they lost. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, well, the market did 21% and I earned all this, and look at my dividends. And I'm like, that is so awesome. Well, let's see what it did to your tax situation, how much you paid in taxes, and now IRMA, which is your income related Medicare expense. So now your Medicare isn't $200 a month, it's $800 a month for both of you for the next
2 years.
When it comes down to it, what did you really net? Because it's not about what you've made, it's what you keep.
Correct.
And that's what I want to see. And I look at that. We run those morning stars on some of those income funds, and people that go, I know where all of my old 401ks are. They're all at the different employers. It hurts me. I'm just so sad for them because we run those reports. When you're with an employer, it's good that you're participating in that, but as soon as you leave that employer, it needs to come out of that employee-sponsored plan because of all the fees inside of there. You're probably losing, on the average I've seen, about $3,000 to $7,000 a year that they're losing.
Is it difficult to make that change?
No, it's not difficult at all to make a change. All they do is they can open up a retail like Schwab account and do what we call an in-kind transfer. So you just ask for it. It stays in the same positions. So if you're in a target, say 2035, retirement 2035, all that means is their goal is to get you to retirement in 2035. So they have specific sectors and specific stocks in there. Those can all, for the most part, come over. It's very easy. We show you. I have a big television screen that we cast on in the conference room, and it's like, hey, here, open your account. And then the box that says, do you want to transfer an account in? That's it. And then we take that account over at your old. And the good thing is, Rochelle, how many times has it been 3, 4, 5 of them?
All the time. My favorite was the one person that was like, I keep getting these statements, but I don't know where it come from. And, it's a company she'd worked at about 20 years ago. She didn't even know she had that. The company was the only one that had contributed to it, which was a nice surprise. But it's one of those, how many people have that?
Well, and then they come over. So they've got, 2, 3, 4 of these 20, 35 accounts. So we go back to, you're in this four different times. So you've got all of these vehicles. And sometimes it's 30 of them. You got 30 of them at your house. You're all going to the same exact place, retirement. You're all going to the same concert. You take 30 vehicles. One person gets in each one of them. You have the toll roads that you're having to pay 30 times over, all the gas, the wear and tear. That's what it is when people have got these 401ks scattered everywhere, is you're paying all this stuff and it's so unnecessary. And if you get it all together and organized and you just come talk to somebody to say, hey, it's simple for us because we do it every day. Come and sit down and let's just get them all organized and get it on the same thing. And you can stay in the same, if that's what you like.
Right.
Or, hey, I'm going to show you the tabs on there to educate you that you can actually maybe do some different things if you want. So I'll get off my soapbox now, Jess.
No, you're good. You're good. If you'd like to come in and discuss getting your finances in order, I mean, this is a really big deal, especially when it comes to creating different strategies for successful retirement. If you want to find out how you can be better tax efficient moving into retirement, of course, the biggest one here is creating that income, and replacing that paycheck. It all begins with that phone call today. That number, 918-890-8311. 918-890-8311. The website, dimetodiamondsradio.com. Stick with us. Coming up in a moment, how retirees might be facing another type of risk. We'll be right back.
We often hear the words retirement and annuity used in the same sentence, but it's important to know that not all annuities are the same. If you're not sure, it may be time for an annuity x-ray. Suzanne Porsky at Phoenix Financial Group can review your annuity, then explain the good, the bad, and all the fine points in between. Call Suzanne today at 918-890-8311 and schedule your complimentary annuity x-ray. That's 918-890-8311. Get more details at dimetodiamondsradio.com.
When you retire, no more meetings, deadlines, and spreadsheets. Also, no more paycheck. What do? You call Suzanne Porsky at Phoenix Financial Group. To build that paycheck that comes in every month in retirement, call for a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. 918-980-8311 or at dimetodiamondsradio.com.
The people at JP Morgan found that if you have a steady, reliable paycheck coming in every month in retirement, you'll worry less and spend more. And that's what Suzanne and the team at Phoenix Financial Group have been doing for years. Find out what they can do for you. Call today for a no-cost, no-obligation meeting. Call 918-890-8311. That's 918-890-8311. Or check us out online at dimetodiamondsradio.com.
The cookie cutter approach works well if you're making cookies, but not so well when you're trying to plan for retirement. If you want a customized income strategy, call Suzanne Porsky at Phoenix Financial Group today. Call 918-890-8311. That's 918-890-8311 or go to dimetodiamondsradio.com.